So Mo Salah went straight back into the starting lineup, his first since that outburst at Leeds, which was before AFCON. It was also his first start in a Champions League game since Real Madrid at the start of November. If we compare his average position to that game and last night, you'll notice a slight tweak. He was the furthest forward player on the pitch for Liverpool, and that allowed Jeremy Frimpong to utilise the space on the right.
It helps that he's already for so long with us, so he knows his teammates and he knows how we want to play. And it says a lot about how big of a professional he is, that being away with us for a month in a different team, that he was so fit to play today 90. I think he was close to a goal. Good ball from Cody. Usually that's a goal for him. Tonight it wasn't, but it didn't harm us because we scored 3.
Tim Sherwood, good morning. So Salah straight back into the team. It was a tweaked formation as well. Yeah. Was that good management from Slot?
I thought it was a masterstroke to bring him back straight in. You know, takes away the circus. Because if he didn't play him, you know, everyone was saying, is that going to be the end of him? Will he leave him out from now to the end of the season?
It would have been our top story, I can tell you that
Absolutely.
Right now.
And so he's made the right decision in that regard. I think he's still a top player. He went away to the AFCON, he scored 4 goals. He would have liked to have won that tournament. He still hasn't won that. So he can come back to Liverpool and try and win a trophy for them. Still not out of the question. I thought they were very impressive last night. I think it's also helped when Liverpool play, whenever they play, when a team like Marseille come out and play against you, they never take a backward step. The Zerbi side will never take a backward step. They always make the pitch wide open. And I think it played into Liverpool's hands, I really do. But you have to give them credit. You know, the setup was good. You know, I thought splitting the 2 strikers, Mo Salah and Ekitike, making them out to in runs, very difficult for any defence to cope with because you don't know where they're going to be. Are they going to stay wide? Are they going to come into there? When they do stay wide, you've got legs like Szoboszlai and Wirtz. As a central defender, you don't want to jump into the 10s, you know, because it leaves a space for them to bend their runs. At the moment, last night, we can only go on last night's evidence, it looked like a very good formation which suited the group of players. Can we assume that Salah will not be going anywhere this month? Yes. 100%. I think that decision was made anyway. Forget about him playing him last night. I think he should stay at the club and he should perform and hopefully get a trophy between now and the end of the season. And he'll get a real send-off. At the end of the season, I don't see him staying after that. But let's just concentrate on the here and now. And that's all that Liverpool fans are interested in. And certainly Arne Slot. He's a very good player. He's a top draw player. He's a world-class player. He's one of the best foreign imports we've ever seen into the Premier League. So just get the most out of him while you can. And I think between now and the end of the season, I think he'll be a difference maker for Liverpool. Well, we are interested in your thoughts on this. Some interesting quotes from Steven Gerrard after the game. Yeah. He said that, Arne Slot has made references to breaking down low blocks. He's done that quite a lot this season. Gerrard said he needs to stop mentioning low blocks. Low blocks have been happening against Liverpool since I was playing. That's just the way it is. What do you think of that? Absolutely, couldn't agree more. I do hear him coming out with this. Don't like teams that play with low blocks. Don't like teams who play direct. Don't like teams who play with long throws. You're telling the opposition, you're giving them a clue what you're unhappy with. Stop mentioning it. Stevie's right. It's always been the case. Certainly when you go to Anfield, they tend to dominate the game. So what are the teams expected to do? Not everyone's going to play like the Zerbi side and come out and play on the front foot because that's the way he wants to play. Sometimes they're just trying to get a result for themselves, like a Burnley. You know, they're fighting for their lives at the bottom of the Premier League. They're going to sit back. They're going to put bodies behind the ball because they know Liverpool have the threats. If you're playing 1v1 against Liverpool side, invariably you're going to lose the football match because they've got great individual players. So, you know, the opposition are entitled to play whatever they will, however and whatever they like and when they want. And it is nothing to do with Arne Slot. So I think Steve is absolutely right. Just keep your mouth shut, look after your own team and try and find the solutions to break down the low block. And if they do, what chance do they have in winning the Champions League? Where would they rank for you in terms of what you think, who can go on and win it? Listen, if they get all their bodies fit, they're quite healthy at the moment. Konate was missing last night. I thought Gomez come in and done a good job. And they're not a bad side, Marseille. You know, they have got their threats. They've got very experienced players. A lot of players are recognisable to the Premier League as well. I think they've got a chance. I wouldn't rule them out. I wouldn't say they were the favourites to go on and win it, but I think they've been there and they've done it before. They've got the experience to be able to do it. Why would you rule out Liverpool? I don't think you can.
And they are unbeaten in 13 in all competitions. Now, Sky Sports have partnered with Finalysis to discover true fan opinion. To have your say on your club, download the Finalysis app now. Scan that QR code for more details. Let's speak to Liverpool fan Lola Katz-Roberts. Good morning, Lola. What did you like about what what Arne Slot did with Mo Salah?
Morning, Tom. I'm in a really good mood this morning because Liverpool played well. And we did okay against Burnley on the weekend, but I think that was right up there with being our best performance of the season. And Mo Salah's role was, I think it provided a blueprint. I'm not sure if it's the solution, but I think it was a blueprint of how we can get more out of him, especially when we've got Florian Wirtz in the team. He was much narrower, and the fullbacks were giving us lots of width, and that made much more sense for them. I think the problems have been all over the pitch, not just with Mo Salah, but I think if you take the fullbacks, for example, Milos Kerkez, Premier League Team of the Year last season, has looked like he's been used in a completely different way to how he was at Bournemouth. We know Jeremy Frimpong likes to get out wide. So it felt like it made a lot more sense for them. And then for Salah, he's never been the type of winger to go and get chalk on his boots, but playing narrower allowed him to be much more involved. And I think you guys were talking about it earlier. He's so fit. He's going to be in and around it for 90 minutes, making opportunities, sprinting onto things, in stark contrast, actually, to Hugo Ekitike, who looked exhausted on 60 minutes. So narrower is good. It kept him a lot more involved.
So does Slot deserve the credit for that?
Absolutely. The manager deserves loads of credit. He's conducted himself really well under a lot of pressure. And I know I've come on here and said that, I'm losing my patience slightly. But I think actually the frustration is how well we played last night, what Tim was saying about how we're absolutely contenders to win the Champions League. This is a really good team. You look at the players we signed in the summer, you look at Florian Wirtz, Mo Salah, Hugo Ekitike, with the envy of Europe, with the talent we have. And this is the benchmark. You can't just go and play well, once every couple of weeks. You have to go and do it week after week after week. This is Liverpool Football Club.
Lola, it helps when the team come out and play against you and open up the pitch like Marseille did last night. The problem you're going to have is when it goes back to the Premier League, when there's an inferior team fighting to stay in the division and they sit back in that low block, which seems to be the buzzword at the moment for Arne Slot.
Yeah, even Hugo Ekitike has been posting about it on his Instagram, that his nemesis is a low block. And yeah, there's no doubt about it. We've really struggled this season unpicking low blocks. And the games that we've performed the best, Aston Villa, Real Madrid, and Marseille, have all been games in which teams have come out and given us a bit of space to work in. I do think, for what it's worth, we will get that against Bournemouth on Saturday. But I agree with you, Tim. We obviously, we've got ambitions to finish in the top four. We had ambitions to finish higher than the top four at the start of the season, and we haven't managed to beat any of the promoted sides at home. And that just shows the problem, doesn't it? With the low
what
drop.
is success, Lola, between now and the end of the season?
I mean, it pains me to say I obviously have given up on winning the title. We've got to finish in the top four, top five, get Champions League football. But I'm ambitious, and I want to give you guys a world exclusive this morning on Sky Sports News. I think number 7 is coming home to Liverpool, and we will win number 7 in Budapest. So that is what success looks like, Tim, winning the Champions League.